Welcome to the Fire Rises. I may be a few weeks late to the party, but like, I arrived. That's good count for something. Today we're going to be playing the COGNOSCENTI evil deep state fucked up people, those guys, you know? I know my view rotation is absolutely atrocious, so let's just get right into it. It doesn't take a genius to understand that we're gonna have to play as the United States of America under Donald Trump, although I don't think he's going to be staying here for very long. Let's go. But I'm fairly sure everyone here knows this, so I won't like bore you with the details, but basically America is gonna fall into a civil war in like a few months. But for now, everything is great. Wonderful even. Now, so we'll be trying to get the deep state path, we're going to need to pick the moralized from Trump option. Wow. He looks very sad about that. I don't think he's very happy. He looks he's gonna fucking cry. I also like how they like lure you in with this fake GUI for Capitol Hill. You're never going to pick any of these decisions because you're never going to stabilize. However, things soon start going downhill. Now, what we're going to want to do here is only vaccinate the states that are going to back us. I don't feel competing with the deep state allegations, guys. And they continue getting worse. Ah, this silly goober tried to go skydiving without a parachute. Don't worry, Dad. Happens to the best of us. Anyways, it's time to set high expectations. We have vaccinated all of my states, so I'm now just going to, you know, pretend the virus does not exist. And now people are going to loot the White House, except this time it's going to be the left instead of the right. Oh, that's going to be devastating. I'm going to ban Trump from Twitter. Damn, it seems the apps really did not make their king dying very well. The election has finished, but I just wanted to point out, like, the Patriot vote has more support than the GOP. I do think that's, like, a little bit OP for them. Like, these are the guys who in January had, like, maybe 200 fucking members, and now they're the second largest party in the country. I think, especially given the fact that the far left has, like, 10% popularity combined, I think the mods should really take this into account. Oh, and in general, there's a bunch of, like, conflicts across the world, but I don't want you to bore with that because you know, there's going to be a very big conflict across the ocean soon. Even a year, in fact. Aliens, Joe Biden. Oh no. It's time for Joe. For democracy. Yeah, about that. And African chaos gets worse. Something is telling me those African Union meetings must be like really awkward. You know, so I don't think we might actually get these decisions in time. I do think it's funny that, like, the Algerians had this entire war to beat up Morocco to, like, liberate this part of the Sahara. And the second the Libyans attacked the Moroccans, I was like, you know, we just lost, but we're going to take it back anyway, because why not? I think it's, you know, funny. Ooh, what's happening here? It looks like the Congo came down like some horrific crash, not like it's an actual country. Would you look at that? It seems it's time for the American Civil War. And look, I know this might seem like a very bad situation to be in, but I've got a plan. A handy-dandy 3-step plan, if you will. Step 1 is to buy a bunch of oil from the Brazilians, and it's not like we'll be building anything anyway. Step 2 is to reorganize the army a bit like this, and to also have an air force. Alright, I feel like fucking 50 minutes of clicking, we have finally gotten over that, and would you look at that? I think it's wartime, boys. countryside.
Position cleared and under control.
We wait. You know, while we wait, I think I'll attack the National Socialist Movement, you know, so that they don't surprise us when the insurgency hits.
Yankee Doodle went to town a-riding on a pony. He stuck a feather in his hat and called it macaroni. Yankee Doodle, keep it up, Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind the music and the step, and with the girls be handy. Now Father and I went down to camp along with Captain Good, and there we saw the men and boys as thick as haste.
Well, that was easy. It was inevitable that the capital of the Union would become a target for insurgents. However, their soon perpetrators have always been either the Patriot Front or the constitutional government. The eye is wide awake. Military anarchy in the Union. Put them down, now. Alright. Let's go. Agencies move in. Pillars do not fall so easily. A chicken on break its shell, it will die without being killed. You are the light of order against chaos. Keep them in the dark. Right, this one is glitched. It's like, you are justifying war. Well, I'm not justifying war. Why can't I press any buttons? So, that's great. The masquerade. Like a gondola, we have to maintain the masquerade and exterminate the weeds that struggle us. Keep the masks on. Now it's time to play a haha epic prank on Joe Biden. Let's swap his meds with sugar pills. Satisfying the ignorant. Cover their eyes, and they shall not speak. Jungle Cruise. This war is finally over. Patriot Act 2, hell yeah, now this is the sequel everyone has been waiting for. The long night. You know, I am aware that this is like supposed to be sad, but hey, look, the students are for a good cause. At the very least, I can finally get to use this very funny image.
Need to call my mom, but I've got no hall pass, so I'm stuck hiding from a bowling psychopath.
those guys might be a problem, but you know what they say. It's not a trap if you know you're walking right into it. It's time to kick in every door and also use this very funny GUI. I mean, once they have enough political power, that is. A quick rundown: CIA, everyone knows those. The World Economic Forum 2023. And DARPA, these are the fucking research guys. The guys who make new and exciting ways to kill people in sadistic... That's the Nazis dealt with. Now, it's high time that we actually... Now, it's high time to intervene here before the communists do.
Position under control. Out.
The Nazis are still occupied here. Well, boys, I'll be behind you last minute because it's time to fight the communists a bit earlier than expected. Right? That seems to be done and over. Well,
Position cleared and under control.
thanks for waiting for all this.
Position under control. Out.
I think... How big of a mistake you have actually made. It shocks the nation. Okay, but I wanted to watch Friends. Change the channel. so close. Return of America. Let them play them out for a little while longer. Our preparations are already set in motion. The United States is back. The third option has been chosen. Did someone like leave the USA in the washing machine for too long? I think the color's a bit off. America back in order. The Hawks circle above the world again.
Publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarmingly, some media outlets simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think, and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
You know, Quasimodo predicted all this. Shooting at local moles, 20 people dead. More to come after the break. Ensuring our safety speech. God bless you and God bless America. This is far too coherent. You can tell that this is either AI or like Joey had this written out for him like a piece of paper. He had a script. Dollar Tree attack leads to a network of violence. Where Dollar Tree though? Well, the game just crashed when Pakistan surrendered to India, so that's just fucking great. Alright, we're back. Hopefully this time it won't crash again. Alright, good news, the game didn't crash this time. Bad news, nuclear war in Asia. I'm just gonna pretend that never happened. What is this doing here? You know, maybe I could use some company show. You know what, Islamic State of Pakistan has Punjab as a corporate state. Go ahead, welcome to the club. Terrorist civil war. With one eye. Empire. A funny word. The only school that been clothed in gold and silver. But powerful is far more than what the average king would have. It can be moral, or it can be the ones keeping the peace. Deplatformed. It's getting a bit chilly outside, isn't it? Joseph Biden gains blank. No, he's become a not fun game character. Please don't jump scare me. Yugoslavia jump scare. Public Health Safety Act. Stop the spread. Use the forehead as the name of the show. Backseat driver. Biden remembers the meetings he had with all sorts of people from all over the world. Some were rowdy, while others were calm. In his eyes, not a single person was born here proved to be another challenge to overcome. He saw all sorts of medical equipment being moved into the office, but he wasn't quite sure why. A moment of dread set as he realized what was going on. Burns gave a dismissive look as he beckoned to one of the nurses, making a gesture to increase something. Biden couldn't properly hear it. A battery. For the machine. You know, I'm gonna come out and say it. This is fucking sadism at this point. Like, let my man die. Just an election this November, you can replace him. Like, very easily replace him now. Just let him stop being in agony. Holy shit, imperialism much? Excuse me? Although to be fair, I don't think this was supposed to happen. The Situation Room. Let's see, let's see, of BlackRock, think, direct. I think is right. Because it gives me construction speed and I kinda need it. You see, I play all sides so that I always come out on top. Yep, Africa is as it was always meant to be, guys. Really. Very stable political chart you got there, France. Election day. Decisive victory for the incumbent. Yeah. Well, it seems like Russia is going back on the warpath again. Damn. Program activation report. Conclusion. Authorized. Look what the Chinese were like, you know, we literally brought Pakistan back from the brink. Should we establish a communist regime? Nah, fucking ethno-nationalist theocracy. The birth of Amnet. The Amnet is online. Okay. Alrighty then. Time to get back on track. No. The hunt. Let's get to work. Stalemate in East Africa. Great job, guys. We have killed hundreds of people for nothing. Puerto Rico integrated into the Union. I'm all perfect the Union. Well, there's now a civil war in Egypt. And Sutter got raided. Southern coup in Canada. I can't believe you're actually going through with this. What do you hope to accomplish? Order. The world is burning if you're nothing but coward. America is re-entering the world stage and we'll be by their side. As we have always been. American troops enter Ottawa. Peace is our profession. Project Annie. Basically we're going to be stealing a bunch of toddlers from people so that we can then turn them into soldiers. Great. The Spider. The first domino falls. Alright, I have spent an excruciatingly long time just fixing all the front lines here because they just refuse to fix themselves to be on the entire front lines. They're just letting me select only single countries, so the Judas Gambit. See you at the fire. Okay then. Right, the first two are set in stone, but the next one we get is actually meaningful. Alright, it seems we have an extra bit of evidence. Playing doctor. Alright, using my expert skills as a detective, I have determined it's either Fauci or Buddha. But we still gotta keep looking. Well, shit. Alright, I do not have any more time to gather evidence, so I'm just going to say it was... Fuck it, it was Buddha. Accused of treason. Did I? Oh. I don't think it was them. Well, shit. Wait, what actually happens? I think he's gonna like nuke the world, but what happens? Well, shit. Alright, time to do some safe scumming. I'm back! This time you won't escape me, motherfucker. Because I can see nothing can stop order. Crisis of conscience. This is an unnecessary procedure, Dr. Fauci said, his voice measured despite the circumstances. I've dedicated my life to public health, to the betterment of humanity. The one sitting across from him did not respond. She simply sat him with cold, dead eyes. Director Burns has reason to believe that you have been compromised, she said flatly. You have been collaborating with hostile actors. That is a baseless accusation, Fauci replied. I always acted in the best interest of the American people. The evidence suggests otherwise, the woman said. We are at the center of a terrorist conspiracy to undermine the system we have built. She set a folder across the table. Fauci didn't take a look. He knew what was inside. After months of planning, waving ways, his choice was clear. He couldn't continue participating in what was being done in America's name. There was no point to lying. What we've done perverts public health. We've weaponized medicine, Fauci said, his casual cracking. I've overseen atrocities for the greater good I will take to my grave. It had to end, he already said. Beagles. We trust humans so easily. After thousands of experiments, I realized our mandate to bring order to chaos would only cause mass suffering. I couldn't let that be my legacy. And you leverage your position to arrange for an act of nuclear terror, the woman said. That's a bit of an overreaction, don't you think? It was the only way, Fauci said, his voice barely a whisper. The only way to break the cycle. I'd seen how delighted at the eyes of failed experiments. He had heard their agonized cries. After a time, he had promised himself that he would not let that happen to the world. He had failed in his mission, and now he would pay the price. Maybe that was for the best. May God have mercy on your soul. And, would you look at that? It seems there's war in Europe. However, I won't intervene in this war because if Europe wins, then they won't eat the bug. So like, good luck, Mr. Medvedev. Anyways, you know, it's very tragic how such a close ally betrayed us. I think we should really, you know, de-stress by killing the poor and invading Cuba. Naturalization of Andrea Davis. It looks like Gaddafi's invading Egypt. I don't think I've seen that before. Raid on Brown's Hacker Den. The operation is deemed a success. Russia announces Medvedev Doctrine. How original. Morning in America. Everywhere across America, people go to work, to school, to church, and go about their day. The streets are clean, the economy booms, and the buildings are repaired, just as they once were. The COGNOSCENTI have given them this. It does not ask for the gratitude. The securocrats, the financiers, the elites understand that the task is a thankless one. The dictatorship of order is its own reward. It's morning again in America. Oh, and there's a siesta manner. That, I guess that's cool. 20% chance of nothing happens, 80% chance of nothing happens. Neutralization of my confidence insurgency. Let's keep going. the dark forest. The things beyond the bonfire had been held at bay. For a time. And for now, that would do. With our backyard immunity secured, it's about time we secure our position and expand outward to bring order to the world. Rehabilitating the two-party system. As always, the masses are eager to be fooled. I would also like to point out that just Arabia is surrounded by autocracies, well, Kuwait is also surrounded by autocracies. Like, I think it's mildly amusing for this multiple terrorist factions just surrounding them. Like, something. Alright, it's time to start doing this stuff again. 1 and 2 and 1, 2 for Troop in Brasilia. Under our wing again. Is that Will Smith? You know what time it is, boys? It's time for us to get back into the Middle East. Restore the redacted files, finally be able to read the SCP wiki without interruptions. Wait, I don't actually get to read them? It just gives me bonuses? Like, cool, but I'm a bit disappointed, not gonna lie. I believe everyone here can tell how.
All clear.
Finally, the Holy Land has been taken over.
Infantry, gather around me!
Another war. Yippee!
You got it.
Alright. In the meantime, it's election day. Or two options to find these guys are John Bolton and Hunter Biden. In other words, Donald Trump's food store and some crackhead we drugged out of our Wendy's bathroom. Now, just because I want Joe to be as miserable as possible, I want his worst son to succeed. So yeah, Hunter Biden's the president now. He'll be inaugurated very soon. Inauguration Day. They'll be kept on a need-to-know basis. Hunter Biden. To oblivion. Well, Biden thought. We looked at the sky grew dark till the sun was gone but its green remained. Why is it so dark? Hello? To whom it may concern. We'd like to remind everyone that the condition of such rumors fall under acts of verbal dissent and could potentially represent antisocial activity. I don't need to remind you of all our measures we take against such acts. Signed, William J. Burns. Alright? Well, that's done and over with.
You got it.
Sweet. But then, you're in for one hell of a surprise because we're invading South Africa, Central Africa. Hooray! Right, cut the crap. Look at how slowly the time is passing. Look at how genuinely, agonizingly slowly it's passing. We stopped recording and we started when, you know, the game runs at more than 1 fucking FPS. Alright, it took a bit of time for the thing to load, but here we go. Rush triumphs again. But I can't take this anymore, just take the last focus right here. Yes, I did turn on cheats on this because I genuinely do not think my computer can last the next month. Extinguish the fire. Wait, I turned on focus, no checks, and focus auto complete, okay. Year and declarations again, equality of world peace. History ends again. New focuses? No. Oh, this is it? That's the new focuses. The director. Best is yet to come. Oh, thank Christ, I genuinely thought I'd have to sit through like a bunch more stuff. Anyways, that was it. It was, the path was pretty fun, other than, you know, the fact it lagged like hell in the end. So this is how the world looks normally. With the ideology map mode, pretty grim, not gonna lie. Here's the factions. It's really just UN strategic command for world peace. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. And I probably won't be playing this mod again because I do not want to, you know, have to suffer through all the lag again. Bye.